with Joelle. Today I am here with the one, the only, my sweet, sweet girl, Dezi Saenz.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
So good and happy to be here. Thank you for having me on here.
Oh my gosh, yes. Of course. It's so fun that we get to reconnect. Dezi and I have done a few jobs back in the day together, and we've gone to Disneyland together.
Yes.
And had a lot of fun moments. So I'm excited to have you on here.
Me too. I'm glad this is like the way we're reconnecting.
I know.
This is amazing.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so just go ahead and start by telling us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where were you born?
So my name is Dezi Saenz. I'm born and raised in Long Beach, California. I'm a dancer, choreographer, and yeah.
Oh, awesome. What age did you kind of get into dance?
Okay, so I feel like my answer is always different every time I answer this question because I don't know exactly the age I was.
Mm-hmm.
I just know like maybe around 5 is when like my parents put me in class. But they always saw this like passion for dancing, even like that little. Like they're like, anytime music was on, I was like moving. I was moving already. So
dancing
like,
in the kitchen.
There we go. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So once you got put in dance, were you in a studio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I was like studio dancer, pretty much since that age. So like studio life was my life forever.
I was a studio head too. That's what people call me.
Studio head. Yeah.
What studio did you grow up at?
So I was a studio hopper.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
So
people always hate on studio hoppers, and I honestly like give you guys a lot of props because sometimes like once you're in a class, you're learning from a teacher, you get to learn everything about them. Okay, what's next? I want to learn more from somebody else. I want to learn more from somebody else. You get the chance to intake all these creative minds when you get to learn from so many different people. So absolutely. I know everybody always hates on them, but I don't think it's a problem.
I know. I was like at one of my like local studios when like someone called me a studio hopper. Oh, she's a studio hopper, and I didn't know that was like had a negative connotation behind it. But I was like, well, I don't know. I'm learning a lot from a lot of different people.
Yeah.
But so I started like locally. So I went to a bunch of local studios by my house because it was convenient. But then my mom took it upon herself to start driving me and my dad too to LA. So I was in LA like on the weekends. So it was like training. Weekdays, it was, by my house, and then the weekends were in LA at like different studios in North Hollywood. So yeah, I had a lot of seasoned people that I was able to learn from in LA. And not to say that I didn't in like locally either. It was just different. It were just two different vibes, yeah.
When you go take your first class in LA, like I remember, it's such a different vibe because you're not around kids that you see every single day. You walk into a studio, you're around the same people 24/7. You go take a class in LA, 100% of the time, you're not going to go back and all those people are going to be in that same setting again. It's always constant new people changing, coming in, trying things. People from other states, people from like all over the world, Japan, like Australia coming.
Yeah, it is.
And they're like, oh, I'm just here for a few days training. I'm like, what? That's crazy. But it's definitely a different setting. I feel like I was really anxious the first time I ever took my first class in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you get like, basically nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is.
But it's good that you were able to have that training. I'm
very grateful for that.
Did you like it? Like more than the studio, do you think?
Like I said, it was just different. I feel like it was very foundational. Like, so LA, like it was majority hip hop. I did take some ballet classes too, because that was like kind of part of the training too. It was kind of like an all thing. Yeah. All over thing. But I think it was just very foundational. Like I was learning the basics and how to do grooves, how to pop, how to glide, like all these little moves I was learning that I wasn't necessarily getting that same thing from the studio. It was just like choreography, Yeah. So like I was learning my foundations in LA. I feel like that was like my base.
Yeah. What do you think it takes to make a good dancer?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would think about this because I feel like there's a few things that add into being a good dancer. I think for one, it takes passion. So that's first and foremost, I think the key thing to, I think anything in life that you want to be good at, you have to start from a desire and passion for it.
Absolutely.
And then obviously it takes effort and hard work. So putting the work in, trying to learn different things, being a versatile dancer, and not just, pigeonholing yourself to one thing.
Yeah.
Is, I think, an amazing thing to do for yourself, to benefit yourself as a dancer. So I think those two main things, I would say, make you a good dancer.
I 100% agree with you. Again, growing up in a studio, I feel like sometimes the kids were there because their parents were like, pay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just wanted them to be like,
exactly,
okay, go have fun, like after school program.
The friend aspect of it.
Exactly, the social aspect of
aspect.
being there. And it's really different. I recently got to go to the Philippines and teach out there, assist out there with one of my really dear friends, Jerome, and it was incredible. Every person that was there wanted to be there, wanted to get better, and we had the chance to sit and talk to some of them after, and I literally brought tears to my eyes, just how much they love dancing. I'm like, what's your biggest goal in dancing? Like, we just want to go to America. And I'm like, it was the biggest eye opener, because I kind of forget, I live here, I grew up here, so I forget how much I have access to. And it was a very, very humbling moment for me to sit back and be like, wow, it's so different when you find somebody that has so much passion for it. Yeah. It's crazy. It's literally was so mind-boggling. I'm so thankful that I got to experience that.
Exactly. You take things for granted because all you know is what you know, right? Mm-hmm. And what we both know is being here, growing up here. So I think looking at it with a different set of eyes and a different perspective really puts things into place.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. Okay, so speaking of the Philippines, I got to watch a freestyle battle. Wow. Have you ever battled?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Tell me about that whole experience, because I don't know if you guys know, but Dezi, you need to go watch her videos. She's insanely talented. You are incredible. I love watching you dance.
Seriously, I appreciate that.
When music comes on, she goes for it, and I love it. And I was curious. I'm I don't think I've ever seen your freestyling videos. Mm-hmm. So yeah, deep dive into it, please. Yeah. I'd love to know.
So I think freestyling, I would say, is my strong suit. That is what I'm naturally good at. I had another source of training, I guess, actually by my house. It was called Homeland, and it was a open facility to different things, but on certain days, let's say it was Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I don't remember exactly the days it was, there would be popping nights, and then there would be breaking, whacking, all these street styles. And not only was it authentic and an amazing place to freestyle, it had OGs in there, people that
you grew up watching.
Yeah, or just people that are so seasoned. I would just go to watch. Sometimes I would not dance. I would literally take mental notes in my head, because these are people that have been in the game, have learned from the greats, are greats themselves. So I'm very thankful that I had that experience. Shout out to my dad. He would always take me. So also, a side note, my dad, he does not claim himself to be a dancer. Mm-hmm. So.
I think I've seen a few videos of your dad rocking it out with you.
Yes, so I have definitely had him on some of my videos, some of my TikTok videos. But he, back in the day, would dabble in popping, dabble in some breaking. And so he kind of knew a lot of, he kind of taught me a lot of back in the day information about some of these, old OGs. And he would kind of educate me while I was there about who this person is. And that's how I really kind of had this strong, relationship with freestyling. I think that kind of really helped me, blossom in that world.
Who be the king of the sound? Bust a bus back to just put a lock on the town. Now them be coming from miles around. See, they be coming because they know how to guard you down.